Hey folks, welcome back to Renegade Plays Games, where I got divorced.
Aww.
That's right, Renegade Game Studios wants nothing to do with me, and I can't blame them. I haven't been exactly quiet about my dislike for their practices. But believe it or not, that's actually not the reason for a messy 5-month split custody divorce. And what exactly am I getting divorced from? The separation is twofold, and I'm only making this video because the latter puts a little more meat on this video. Firstly, I was removed without my knowledge from their HeroScape referral program. And secondly, I was banned from their Discord. Now, neither of these things is very heartbreaking to me, but I am pretty surprised and disappointed by how it all went down. Let's get into the referral program first. If you remember a video that came out in March called Renegade Did What, I announced that I got accepted into their referral program. Now, I was pretty surprised because at that point, I think I'd already made 2 videos calling out all of their shady shit, like the whole playtesting fiasco, and of course, all of the discrepancies between their massive promises and the actual Wave 1 product that we got. But I guess they failed to thoroughly vet me because I did actually get accepted, and all that meant was that if you clicked on my specific referral link and bought HeroScape through that link, then I would receive a 10% commission on any of those HeroScape products that you purchased. I honestly forgot about it since then, and I didn't check it again until the Wave 3 products were revealed, and I thought I'd see how it was doing. I did plug the link in my modern HeroScape buying guide, but I stressed that the least economical way to get HeroScape was to buy from Renegade directly, and aside from painted figures or promo minis, you would be much better off going to Miniature Market or Game Nerds and getting a 30% discount on all of their products. My goal from this channel has never been to make a quick buck, so that link came with the caveat that if you used it, you were doing it to support me and for those reasons mentioned above to get painted minis or promo minis. And if you used it for any other reason, you were missing out as a consumer. However, that's not what did it. No, I actually violated. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry, it's early. No, I actually violated the terms of agreement by calling out former designer turned scenario maker S. Rowan, who has been the villain behind the company's attempt to erase the Avalon Hill design, continues to slow down efficiency in the company, and has generally been on a campaign to silence any of this, including me. And that statement right there is enough to violate Renegade's community guidelines. According to Jordan Gaeta, marketing guru at Renegade, personal attacks by name against anyone, including Renegade staff, is an aspect of our community guidelines which is strictly enforced. Now, this was from an email sent to me where I finally got an explanation of my removal from the program several months after. So to be clear, criticisms against Renegade as a whole are totally fine, because if I say something like, Renegade did a poor job getting maps ready for Gen Con, then there's no one to hold accountability for it, and Renegade can just ignore the criticism. But if I say putting S. Rowan in charge of scenario designs was a mistake because Trevor McTrevor, the head of organized play, had to coordinate with her because it was their intent to play more scenarios at Gen Con, so they needed in-house maps for those, but then they couldn't produce a single playable maps in months because obviously Rowan doesn't have any experience with that. I mean, why would she? And it's not her fault, but maybe don't put her in that position in the first place. And then also Trevor was reluctant to reach out community members who were willing to help, and nothing got done for that reason. So then they had to rely entirely on community maps, which worked out for the best, but it didn't need to be that way in the first place. And that's a violation of the community standards because now someone's at fault. Someone can actually be held accountable. And taking accountability is not something Renegade is famous for. See this long list of problems that they told us they would follow up on and then just never did. Because I was actually never told by Renegade that I was being removed from their referral program because conflict is yucky and scary. I actually don't know when my account got closed. I only know it was sometime between March and October because I didn't check it for that long. But you know, the shitty thing is that link still works. You could still click on it, thinking that you were supporting me with your purchase, which many of you did. And I really appreciate, by the way, even though we need to have a talk about how much you all are spending on Renegade's website. But there was no account for that commission to hit. That money was gone. It just went into the void. I can't stress enough how shady that is. That's like thinking you're tipping your waiter only to find out that it's actually their manager wearing a waiter face mask. And the deceit continues because there was money in there, $80.30 to be exact. And where was that money going to go, Renegade, if I didn't follow up? Just going to vanish into the dark? Their excuse was, these were not visible on our dashboard when your affiliate status was revoked, but Refersion confirmed this pending commission. Thanks, Refersion. That's the program hosting Renegade's referral program. The conversions had likely still been processing at the time your account was removed from the program. Now, I don't know if I buy that because I know I checked briefly after my initial video where I discussed the link, and there were purchases already made, which would have been back in March. So, unless their processing payment program is run by that sloth guy from Zootopia, I'm not sure I actually believe that. To their credit, they did end up sending the money, but I don't want a dime of it, and we'll get to what that means in a second. Before we do, I want to shout out the other awesome creators who have an affiliate link. I'm not going to list them here because I know I would forget someone and I would feel bad for leaving them out. But just know that a lot of the larger creators that you see that have scape focus content have an affiliate link. So again, if you have to order painted stuff or you feel like you need the promo mini, please use those links and support those creators. The monetary gain is probably not massive, but it just means a lot to us as ScapeTubers to be supported in that way. Also, there are a ton of other well-deserving ScapeTubers out there that don't have affiliate links yet, and they also deserve your support. Maybe at some point I'll make a video like covering the ever-expanding world of ScapeTubers because there are a lot of us now, which is super cool. I guess I am the black sheep of the pack because I'm willing to call Renegade on their bullshit, but that's fine. I'm not willing to censor myself to meet Renegade's pick and choose community guidelines for a few bucks. I don't want to call anyone out by name, but I have seen the link color the content of some creators who want to remain favorable to Renegade, and if they only have positive things to say about the product, you're more likely to buy it, and they're more likely to make money off of you. And that's not a compromise I'm ever going to make. Now for the Discord server. A user in there recently asked a question about the Thoraxis Dragoon, which is the upcoming unpainted promo miniature, asking why it wasn't painted. There were a few non-answers bandied about, and the conversation quickly changed topics, but I wanted to actually answer this user, so I said,
Renegade will never give a clear answer to this, but there seems to be some confusion in the responses here as well. The short answer is money. Dragoon is an OP promo mini, not a pre-order mini. As mentioned, these are only available through participating in events at game stores, which the game stores can get Impacts of 9 for a very good price per mini. It became immediately clear that wasn't sustainable for them. Here are the prices for the 3 currently available. Shiori, $25 medium sculpt painted. Breach, $35 medium sculpt painted. Thoraxis, $30 large sculpt unpainted. The cost for stores from the first promo to the second increased by $10, and despite the large sculpt size, the Dragoon price was brought back down by $5. We can only imagine how much Renegade would have had to sell these at to stay afloat with the cost, and suddenly the price per mini becomes more than the entry cost to an event. Unpainted was the way to keep the price rise contained for now. Disappointing, sure, but otherwise we may not have seen it at all. Just to be clear, the prices listed are only for game stores and distributors in packs of 9 to be used specifically for OP prices. Those are not available to the regular consumer. Someone clarifies that's the price per promo figure. That's the price for the store to purchase a pack of 9, which is correct.
now I've been put in timeout 4 months ago when Rowan came on the Renegade Discord to talk about some changes to the competitive guidelines before Gen Con, which were bad. I won't get into them specifically. I think I actually covered them in a previous video, but I was only one of about half a dozen experienced players piling on. What got me was, according to a Renegade mod, jabs at staff, which, if I remember right, was responding to one of Rowan's comments with, after clearly laying out why she was wrong, tell me you've never played competitive Scape without telling me you've never played competitive Scape, which is funny. But I know, I went a little too far there. I mean, that's so brutal. That's like 90s bully level of insult. Come on, that was funny. And apparently Rowan never recovered because last that I checked, she hadn't said anything in the Renegade Discord since that day. Maybe she'll resurface now that the boogeyman is gone, so she doesn't have to go crying to the mods. when people call her on her bullshit. Now, the timeout was only 24 hours, and I'm honestly not sure that I'd interacted in there either since that time. As a good friend said, I must have activated some sort of tripwire that I wasn't aware of, because those comments definitely did not violate the community guidelines, at least in the same way as last time. I was genuinely trying to answer the question, granted, with a fair amount of cynicism in there, but that is truly the best explanation for the unpainted change that I can see, and most people aren't aware of because they're not closely connected with their game stores who are ordering these figures. And I actually still haven't gotten an explanation from Renegade about this. I reached out several times to the mod who was kind enough to explain my temporary ban the first time, and nothing. I reached out to someone else who I knew was a mod, and nothing. They were more than willing to let me know what was happening in timeout, but a temporary ban? Pff, you're out of here with no explanation given. Oh, God. They're literally children playing dress up at a board game company. The amount of pettiness, immaturity, and deceit that exists at Renegade is mind-boggling. And I know that the mods themselves are volunteers. They don't get paid. They don't ask for this. So I didn't expect an explanation from them specifically. I expected something to trickle down from whatever Renegade order banned me, or if it was the mods themselves taking that imperative, then they should be able to actually provide an explanation. Again, that server is just endless sunshine and rainbows, and I hadn't interacted in there in 3 months, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's just so funny to me, this excessive level of trying to steer the narrative. Like, you haven't made a game that justifies the price because of how poor the quality is. Sure. If you're going to do that, act like an adult about it. Quit pretending that all of the criticism is just the community being mean and using other fans as a meat shield for this discourse. Ugh, Jesus Christ. I'm one guy sitting at a table with an iPhone in front of him, and I'm I'm Renegade's worst nightmare. It's embarrassing, but why am I even bringing this up? I've been asked by some friends I respect, both with this video and with some others, what my goal is. Like, what is the goal of producing this video and sending it out into the channel? First of all, bringing awareness to Renegade's shady business doings to consumers is important to help people make informed decisions about their purchases. But I think that question is unfairly framed. After all, this is my YouTube channel. I get to put on here whatever I want. So far, I've streamed competitive games, made comedy skips, given game recaps, hosted streaming events, hosted discussions on competitive play, wrote parody songs, and hosted tournaments. So if I want to talk about what's going on with me, especially as it pertains to Heroescape, I can and I should because I want to. Why does there have to be a goal? I'm not some savior on some righteous quest against an evil corporation because I don't want to be. Well, not yet. Ho 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 and skull brutes. Welcome back to Santa's Sleigh. And that's SLAY because we play a game where characters stab and shoot each other a lot. Ho 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 ho. The joke made sense on paper, Jeffrey. Now get back to work making toys. Alright, that's enough of that voice. Let's give this video a purpose, yeah? I'm hosting a fundraiser for Operation Christmas Child, which is a charity by Samaritan's Purse that gives shoeboxes for Christmas to children worldwide. It's the shoeboxes have stuff in them. They're not just shoeboxes. They're packed with personal items, school supplies, and toys that the children otherwise wouldn't receive. Now, whether or not you celebrate Christmas and whether or not you're even religious, I chose this charity because one box can make a big difference in a child's life, and sponsoring a shoebox is just $10. That's right, for just $10, you get to make a child's Christmas. Head to the top link in the description. It's super easy to donate. Just select your donation amount, put in your payment details. It takes like 2 minutes and it's super simple. You'll see I've kicked us off with a donation of $100 in honor of Renegade Game Studios. Getting that money off my hands felt good, and it also feels amazing to know that 10 kids will get a Christmas because of me. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and if you choose to donate, you are a true rock star. Feel free to donate in honor of your favorite HeroScape unit, I'd love to see it. The fundraising goal is currently $500, and we're 20% of the way there already. But please only donate what you're comfortable with. I understand that the holidays can be very financially stressful for everyone. I'm very lucky to have this money to donate. So remember to click the link and give a kid Christmas for just $10. Honestly, that's a great deal. With manufacturing and labor costs here in the North Pole, it comes out to way more than $10 per kid. Yes, labor costs. Snow is our currency here, Jeffrey. It's not my fault it depreciates in July. You'll be lucky you'll be getting a candy cane bonus this year. The fundraiser ends on December 20th, so make sure to get your donations in before then. And if you're not able to donate, that's totally fine, but please like and subscribe on this video. It tells YouTube that it should promote this to other people, so that helps spread the word a lot. Normally I don't plug that, but this is for a good cause. Also feel free to share this video, but especially the link in the description below. I'll be sharing it around the community social media as well, so let's try and get some momentum going heading into the end of this year. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Santa, reminding you that your workforce can never retire if they magically never age. Goodbye.